Alright guys, welcome back. Doing another review. Today we're going to do a review of the Art Figures Artistic Interpretation Dredd 3D Judge Dredd. Okay, so just got this guy in today, and there's been a lot of buzz in the community about this figure. A lot of people interested in it. This is a long anticipated figure for a lot of people, and shrouded in a bit of controversy, at least on the forums. So this is the Judge Dredd figure from the aforementioned Dredd 3D 2012 film, starring Carl Urban, not to be confused with the 1995 Judge Dredd movie, portrayed by Sylvester Stallone. So anyway, into the figure itself. I'm just going to go ahead and start off by giving you a visual tour of the figure, get in on the details. So this is the helmet. You'll notice that it has some battle damage on it. There's scuffs in a few areas. You'll also notice as I'm going through, you could see the eyes through the mask. And you can kind of see how the crisscross that goes across the front of it really obstruct your sight if you were really wearing this. But it's a comic book movie, so you gotta forgive that. You know, maybe he has a HUD in there, who knows. But anyway, you can see the battle damage going through, and a couple of spots, a couple of scrapes, nothing too major. I think the helmet itself in the film was a little more grimy, but you notice there's some paint variation in the red, like for instance right there. See that? There's like two different color reds. Not really sure what that's about, but it does seem to carry through to the other side as well. Seems to have lost focus. There we go. But anyway, moving on from the helmet to the armored vest, leather outfit. This figure is stock right out of the box. There's been no mods to it, so this will give you a good chance to get a look at exactly what you're getting. These are how the shoulder pads come, and you can see there's a very light, very dull gold finish brushed onto it. A lot of people are going back in and giving it another coat of gold, which is cool. But I just wanted to show you guys exactly what it looks like straight out of the box. I didn't tamper with it, so you know what you guys will be getting. And this is the other side. You can see there's more gold up there. There's really none down here. badge itself. A lot of people are saying the second letter looks like an A. Could be the case, but if you look closely at the top corner, looks like it's notched. So it really comes across more to me like an R, but I could see the A, you know, where people are getting that too. This is, of course, an unlicensed figure, so some liberties I'm sure were taken. And as you see in the armored vest here, you got some very light weathering going on. So along the edges here, you see it's got the looks like a light dry brushing that they did to it to bring out some of the detail. The cut and sew on this is really good. The quality of the faux leather and the mixed medias, the buttons and the armor plates and the straps and the faux leather, the different fabric materials in the suit, which helps give it the posability. It's very flexible. It's really good. Top-notch work there from Art Figures. One thing I didn't notice until I had it in hand is the belt buckle is metal. It's a nice detail. I'll give you an idea of what's going on here. So it's a unusual setup the way this figure goes together. So he's wearing a leather jacket, and then over that comes the armor. This collar piece comes with the armor, and so do the shoulder pads. So as you put it on, you got to put these straps through the arms as you're putting the vest on. So it's a little weird, but it definitely creates the look. Recreates it, at least from the movie, very well. You see you got the breathable material mixed with the armor plates, and then with the straps and then the leather. Being that this figure is, mainly all black for the most part, the breakup in materials definitely helps to showcase the detail. You can see the stitching around each armored plate, and again that dry brush weathering along the edges there. And then some more of the equipment that he has on the belt. So he comes with this pouch, which has a rebreather in there for when he uses the gas. Comes with a knife. Also has a med pack right there. A flashbang. And then a mine, and then he's got 4 clip holder, and he has 4 clips, but one of them are in the gun itself, so it leaves one empty. And then now down to the gun itself, the Lawgiver, I believe it was called. I'm not a huge Judge Dredd fanatic. I haven't really bought the comics. I'm aware of it. I seen the original film in '95. I completely missed out on this 2012 movie until recently, and in all honesty, it all came down to the figure itself. So I went back and took a look at it, and after seeing the movie, I was super impressed and definitely wanted the figure at that point. Thought the movie was excellent, gritty. Highly recommend taking a look at it if you haven't. Obviously, if you're watching this review, you've likely already seen the movie, got the figure, or planning on getting the figure. So that shouldn't be news to you. And got him kind of in a pose, just going for his gun. Give you a good look at that. So you can see that has some weathering on it too. You can see the clip is removable. And it's got the readout on the different kind of ammunition it holds. So it's kind of like a two-tier gun in that it's got the regular bullets going there, and it's got specialty bullets that go in there. There's, looking at screen grabs, this little triangular area here is actually not accurate, because you're supposed to be able to see some silver bullets through that. But all in all, a really nice recreation to give you an extra barrel to be silenced. That's a switch out port. So that was a nice detail. Let's look at the holster. So the gun drops in nicely, and then this clips around and holds it in position, the strap. And then again, the mixed media, some weathering on the knee pads. Again, this is old stock. This is exactly how it comes. So you can add this. You know, some people add more, but I think it looks fine right out of the box. And then down to the very awesome boots. Love the design on these. The buckles. The, again, mixed media, so you got like hard plastic armor pieces mixed with like faux leather and straps into the hard plastic. So there's flexibility in there, so you can pose it any way you want, and it looks really good. Again, you can see the weathering that comes already on it. These are really nicely done boots. The whole outfit is really well done. The only thing that I'm not a huge fan of, and I'm sure a lot of people have said it before, is the hands. It's got actual bendy hands with a glove over it. It looks average, in my opinion. It never really can look as natural as the pre-sculpted hands. But, you know, obviously you can put them in any gesture you want. Holds the gun okay, not great. There's plenty of articulation. Body is your standard art figures, fully posable 1/6 scale body, double jointed elbows, knees, everything that you'd want. The other thing to note is the wrist communicator with the other gangs on it. So that was a nice detail. And going back up into the head sculpt itself, you notice they added the scratches on the neck. Got a 5 o'clock shadow like you did in the movie. Did a really nice job here. A lot of people are doing mods on the helmet or on the head itself to make it sit lower throughout the movie. It's shown like this. It's shown down lower. Kind of like any natural helmet will move around on your head. It did in the movie. So, you know, some people have cut the... I'll take it off to show you what's going on here. Have cut as a nipple on the top of the head that slots into the helmet to hold it in place. So some people are removing that. They're also seen mods where people are chopping the actual top of the head off, cutting the nose off, chopping the back of the head off in order to get the helmet to sit right. Those mods are all fine if that's what you want to do. Not really too into that kind of thing. And I think being that in the movie it shows him in various stages, of helmet, showing nose and not, I'm perfectly fine leaving it as he came. But getting into the head sculpt itself, Carl Urban, I think Art Figures did a really nice job. The paint work is excellent. The stubble, the scarring on the neck, the scratching, the glassiness of the eyes. Really nice paint. One thing I will say is one eye does look higher than the other, so it's a little off, but in all honesty, it really doesn't matter so much because you're not going to really ever pose this figure without the helmet. But I do think the likeness is pretty good. I think it's really not bad at all. Paint is top notch. So no complaints there. And again, just drop the helmet in place. I think it looks great. And I like the fact that they've gone with the sculpted neck as opposed to breaking that joint up, because it gives it a little bit more authenticity. There's really no points on this figure that show joints. So it's pretty seamless looking with the outfit. And I'll just get really briefly into the box. Very simple box. Artistic interpretation. Art Figures. It's very simple. I will mention some of the other folks I know that have picked up this figure. One of the guys I know, particularly who purchased two, he got two different boxes. So there's, I guess, two batches. This is the one where it's, completely attached to the box. The image itself, the interior of the box is just a foam cut slot. And the only thing left in there is the silenced part of the gun. But the other box comes plain black with this image as a slip cover. So I think that's batch 2. What that means in the end, probably absolutely nothing. But just thought it was worth mentioning. And then back onto the figure. I'm going to take them off the figure stand because I just want to give you guys an idea on the height. Art Figures are a bit on the taller side by a whole lot. And I'm bringing in the Hot Toys Terminator just to give you an idea on height comparison. So he is pretty much, the helmet on, just about the same height as the T800. So I think it scales in pretty well. Obviously, if maybe you put them back to back. Yeah, pretty much same height. Obviously, with the helmet off, he'd be a hair shorter. So scale seems to be pretty well in scale. Overall, though, I don't want to run this review any longer. Really recommend the figure. I think it's great. If you can pick it up, I recommend to do so. It's been popping up all over the place. A little tricky to find, but if you keep searching or go on eBay, you'll definitely come across it. Picked mine up for about $150 from a U.S. seller in, I believe the company's called Vantage Collectibles. It's my first time using them. Excellent experience. Definitely recommend taking a look at them, guys. I'm not sure if they have any more of these in stock, but definitely worth taking a look into. But figure is awesome. I'm loving it. I love the movie. Happy to have it and highly recommend it. So until next time, guys, thanks very much for watching.